So I'm going to prepare my molds for the canele. I've taken equal parts by weight of butter and beeswax. You can find this at any health food store. And I'm going to melt them together over a moderate heat. It takes a little while for the beeswax to melt down. It will melt more slowly than the butter will. And it sets up very, very quickly. So you want to make sure you have your mise en place together. I'm going to use a small brush for applying this. And I'm using silicone canele molds. Copper canele molds are really wonderful to use as well. When I do bake in the silicone molds, I'm going to skip every other space. I find it helps a lot with conductivity. Canele traditionally is a very, very dark finished baked product, and so I want good airflow all around and really nice browning. The honey that's in here is going to contribute to that browning pretty efficiently. I'm giving my canele mix a stir, and I will continue to stir it periodically as I'm pouring it in. You can see the batter's pretty thin, and I find that it's easier to fill it more evenly if I pour my batter into a pitcher. If you're working with the copper canele molds, after you apply the butter and beeswax mixture, it's a good idea to throw it in the freezer, the lined frames, into the freezer before you fill your batter, and it helps it set up better. In the silicone molds, it sets up so quickly that I haven't found it necessary to do that. The beeswax in this preparation gives a really beautiful shellacking to the finished product, so it has this gorgeous shine. It also gives an additional hint of honey. I have the mixture completely melted now, so I'm going to go ahead and start preparing my pan. I want to make sure that I'm covering the surface entirely. Again, I want to scrutinize my work, make sure I didn't miss any spots, so I'll turn it around so I can see it from a new perspective. And you'll notice that this mixture of the butter and the beeswax is setting very quickly. When the beeswax is well set, I'll fill the canele molds halfway to 2/3 full. Be careful not to overfill them. The canele itself will souffle a lot in the oven. It'll crest high over the frame itself, and as it cools, it'll settle back down, collapsing slightly on itself. I can bake this in a convection oven or in a still oven. Convection, I'm going to bake it at 400 degrees for about 20-25 minutes. They say when it's black, it's done. It's very, very dark, which contributes to that caramelization, contributes really beautifully to the flavor, and the honey contributes to that caramelization really nicely. I hope you enjoyed that demo. Canele is really a distinctive yet unusual formula to produce in your bakery.